Dear Diary, Monday was actually quite an eventful day, not because a lot happened, but probably because a lot had to be done. I woke up and immediately felt like it was actually such a good day. The sun was shining and I cheated and had one of my favorite breakfasts. Scones and tea? Psh, please. I was happy. In my head, I thought nothing was going to ruin my day because this is the day I go for my first ever visa application. The mishap, however, was that I was not prepared enough. Prepared, but not enough. Yes, I had already had the ID photos taken and the cash withdrawn to lessen the load, but my form was not filled and a few other of my documents were not quite ready yet. And finally, my bank statements weren't even printed yet. And while our conductor did warn us that we should start filling in the forms early and getting our ducks in a row, I did kind of put off the task. Not even because I was lazy, but because I have not been feeling quite well lately. And in my head, I was like, I have everything at bay. I would just put it together before I leave. But then, it's like sometimes life wants to purposely teach you a lesson. Everything just went south. For a moment though, where filling in the form took a while, my bank statements just wouldn't print, and I still had some work to complete before I could leave. And all of it was just piling up, and my laptop was slow and needed some restarting, and my network disappeared, and I was just getting so frustrated. But I kept at it. And though I was running a bit behind time, I got there just on time. After an hour's drive, since the Polish embassy is in Pretoria, I drove all the way there. One of my least favorite things to do, to be quite honest, but I made it. Being there and finding fellow choir members was comforting enough, plus the staff and security there is nice enough as well. The process went by pretty quickly. I found the travel agent there as well, who also assisted with the rest of the documents required, and if all your information is ready and correct, it all just goes by very quickly. But I must also give some big ups to the Quaver organisers, who ensured that everything went smoothly, who answered any questions we might have had, and did their utmost best to provide clarity where there was confusion, who gave us all the guidelines we might have needed to complete the forms, as the English there can be quite dribbling, and some of the requirements open to some incorrect interpretation. After this, I had to drive back to rehearsal, and now this was another continuation to a frustrating day. No one ever warned me about how hectic the traffic is when driving to Johannesburg from Pretoria. Firstly, it's hot, but also it's congested. I was stuck in a literal 30 minutes traffic, and though the GPS tried to take me out, it was just too congested to maneuver, well, at least for me. And while my journey was meant to be just an hour long, it lasted for an hour plus an extra 30 minutes. No accident, no car stuck, no cops, just normal peak hour traffic. I could tell that some of the drivers I was stuck in traffic with were just used to this to an extent. I don't know how I could tell, but I could tell, okay? But this also made me realize what my fellow choir choristers who travel from Pretoria to Johannesburg for rehearsal every single Monday actually go through. Now I have a picture of what they mean when they write on the group chat that traffic is crazy on the M1, because it gets crazy, all right? And now I'm just more empathetic as an N17 babe. My other greatest rush, however, was that I needed to complete a project just before rehearsal could start, and now I had just 30 minutes instead of an hour to get it done. And while fellow choristers who were just in the same tedious journey with me got there and took some young naps or some time at their phones or socializing, I completed a fellow chorister's file who had ordered a new file, as I started a file development project for fellow choristers as one of the many ways to raise funds for tour. I am so grateful to everyone who supported my hustle at choir, because the contributions surely helped towards paying for my tour. At rehearsal, on the other hand, things were on anticipation mode, as it was our first ever rehearsal without our conductor, and all I can say about that is that expectations were met. My choir is so amazing, and I cannot wait to go and win with them in Poland. Until the next one, ciao.